Hello, everybody, and welcome back to Vintage Story. So, it's been a little while, and I want to just touch base a bit about what's happened, what is going to happen, and so on and so forth with the channel. So, first and foremost, I took a break from this channel because I burned myself out on Vintage Story. When I wasn't playing Vintage Story, I was watching Vintage Story. When I wasn't recording Vintage Story, I was playing Vintage Story. I lived and I breathed Vintage Story, um, and I just burned myself out on it. So I took a few months off, and here we are. I'm living and breathing Vintage Story again, but a bit more sparingly, and I'm excited to get back into this. Um, there are a few changes to the world, but before I get into that, I do want to just talk about this world. um, I do intend on starting a new world at 1.19 and creating a new series. That's largely due to the fact that I've changed the way that I've played my game. I've learned a lot more, and the quality of my videos has improved over time. And I don't want that to be a gatekeeping factor for people when they are getting into the series. I want a series that starts fresh with reasonable quality and so on and so forth. Um, Now, with that being said, we're going to continue this world until that day comes. And for context, that day may never come, depending on how this series continues to do and my motivation towards the world and so on and so forth. There's a variety of different factors. Um, One thing as well, two more things I want to touch on before we get into what are we actually going to do this episode. Um, so I had recorded an episode 26 prior to leaving the channel in hiatus, and episode 26 never made it quite out of editing and quite out of recording and onto the channel. And in episode, which is unfortunate because in episode 26, I built wings onto this house and I tore up these farms because we have the farmland drop soil mod. Uh, we no longer have that mod. The mod list for the series has dramatically changed, and we're only down to 3 mods. We're down to the HUD Clock, we are down to Carry On, and I also have the prospecting pick. I have. Okay, yes, I still have my data. It's a different Pro Pick mod, so I wasn't sure if it was going to be the same. I couldn't find if the existing Pro Pick mod was still working or not, so I opted for a new, more updated version of the Pro Pick mod. So those are the 3 mods that we are running with. What that also means is if I come over here, the workbench is gone. It showed up as mystery blocks, and so I just deleted them as I was figuring out kind of where we are in the world and what we need to work on. And I think that really is the next question. What do we need to work on? I think there's something to be said about working on our house. It definitely needs, I think, the wing extensions to it. It's just far too plain right now, and this wall is far too big. I think some peridotite may be good for this wall here, chiseling it in, and some peridotite bricks, just so we can make this feel a bit more lived in. But that's a project for the winter. And also, I think a project for the winter is, what's the word for it? Project for the winter is the wings on the house. I want to move the building off until the winter because one thing that we're desperately in need of um, is our winter clothing. And I think that's really going to have to be one of our big priorities. Um, Let me see. Cloth. Hide. I thought it was hide. I can't find the set I'm looking for now. Let me pause the game with the handbook open, and I'm gonna go look for this, and I will be right back. Okay, what I was looking for is the fur clothing. Man, that tells you it's been a little while. So the very first thing I want to do is make sure we've got the stuff for fur clothing going. And I'm gonna go check the chests, but I don't believe that we do. So, nothing down here. Let me go check the chests, and I will return. Okay, so it doesn't look like we do. And in order to create this fur, let's look at the coat. There's a few different recipes. I can just do a huge pelt, which I wouldn't mind doing. And then fur gloves. And fur boots I want. Yeah. So I can do a huge pelt as well here. Although I don't know if I'd really want to. Or I could just do a large pelt. And then here for the boots, I can do a large pelt as well. Well, if I did a large pelt... No, I would need 3 here. So I could do 5 large pelts or 1 huge and 2 large. Just to confirm, and that would keep my shirt on. Oop. I want the handbook for... Yeah, and I'll keep my shirt. But I'll have that. Okay, well, let's look at that. And let's look at a huge hide. And I think it was 2 large hides. We do actually have a reasonably good amount of stuff here. I need a good dump chest. And I think all my dump chests are full. Why did I mine that much conglomerate? You do the craziest things. Are we really low on storage? This dirt chest just became a new dump chest. Okay, and now I need to remember how to make a pelt. So let's look at how we make a pelt. By curing, so it's 2 pieces of fat. It's fat and rawhide, and then this just sits in our inventory. Okay, I got it now. So it's 2 to 1. Okay. And 1 to 1. There we go. Okay. So this should be all we need. I'm just going to sit this in this chest here. You can go away, actually. I'm going to sit this in this chest here. Clearly storage is something we're going to need to work on. And I'd like to have signs on these so that we know what's in them, but that's neither here nor there. The sheep is still pregnant. We got a lot of firewood here. I'm just trying to see what we're working with. One thing I do want to do as well is I do want to cut our losses on the windows. I was holding out for lead, and I don't think I found a good source of lead. Let me look at the heat map. I've got some lead getting picked up here. Just little minuscule amounts of galena. Nothing crazy. And then I haven't gone out far that way. Here I have minuscule galena as well, so I haven't been that lucky in actually finding galena. It's one of those things that I think we'll want to look for when we go through the translocator, is we're going to want to see if we can get our hands on any galena, any lead. But that's not anything we have access to right now. So with that being said, I'm going to cut my losses on the windows. And I do want to put wood in for the ceilings so that we have an attic. I think that would be nice, to add some more to this house here. And it looks like I have plenty of trees available, so I guess that's another thing that we could do. Somebody also suggested in a recent comment that we should make some more lanterns to light this area up, and I agree. I think I'd like a lantern on each of these corner posts here. And I do think in the winter we are going to get rid of these rabbit pits. still. I do think the rabbit pits may have their end days near them. Um, I do think that is going to happen. Lots to do, lots to do. Now we gotta figure out what we're actually going to do. I do want to take a look at our food situation, and I do need a better way of getting in here as well. Ooh, it's a weird lighting. It's probably because I use slabs. I made way too much food, and I mean way too much food. I'm thinking that maybe this whole shelf is at risk of expiring. So I need to go in and clean some of this up with some beeswax. So why don't we go see how much of that we actually have. Let's go take a look. We got 21 beeswax. I've got 3 candles. Wow, we are poor. Considering the size of our apiary, we are very poor. Let's go take a look at our bees. Are they ready? Yeah, they are. I'd like to see if I could get in one more harvest. Yeah. So that's another thing. We have so many things to do. Man, I don't know how I ran out of things to do in my head when I went on hiatus, because it is all coming back to me. Okay, let's start with preserving that food, just so that I'm confident that we can get through the next few months without having to really worry about food too bad. Let's move you out of the way. I don't know if I've actually ever done this. Do I do it this way? Oh, I do. Okay, well that's kind of a pain. All right, so let me take this crock here and set it aside. And I'm gonna go pick up these 8 crocks here. And I'm going to seal them up. And I will see you guys when we are all done. Okay, so we have sealed all of these, and now they're going to be fresh for almost 40 days, which is much more reasonable if you ask me. Much more reasonable indeed. Okay. One other thing that we really should be looking at is we really don't have a great supply of copper. I do want to look at improving our copper supply. You can go here. I'll replace you with you. Put you in here. Okay. I do want to look at increasing our copper supply as well. So when we look at the apiary, I know that I have a ton of clay. I know that's one of the things that I've really been pretty dead set on is clay. You can see it all there. But how am I doing on cattails? I have an okay amount of cattails. I don't have a ton, but we have an okay amount. And this honestly is a really good opportunity as I'm looking at it, for us to look at putting these lupins down finally. And my cattail farm, yeah, I was gonna say, I believe it's over here, and it's empty. Okay. I don't have a ton of durability on my knife. Okay, well that's unfortunate. How many of these skeps can I make? Let's start with that. 8. I think that's what I need. 4. Never mind. 5. Okay. So I was able to get 5 skeps out of that. That's too bad. We definitely need more cattails. I think that's another thing to add to the list, is we need to increase our cattail supply. So I got 5 skeps here. Let's get them in the hotbar. I am still going to break all of these. We're just going to have a few empty spots, I think. So I do want to just take a moment here while we're breaking the skeps to just say thank you. I received a lot of really positive comments when I went on hiatus. People saying that they hope to hear back from me soon. You may or may not be aware, but I do have an email account that's linked to this channel. If you ever did want to submit any questions, comments, feedback, if anybody wanted to collaborate, etc. Oh, excuse me, excuse me. Um, I have that email there for that purpose. And I did, okay. I did actually have somebody reach out to check in, and I thought that was really, really nice. And quite frankly, I think that's the greatest part of Vintage Story. The game itself is absolutely wonderful, but its community is truly, truly something really remarkable. Alright. And I'm honored to be a part of that community too. I don't want to leave that part out. I certainly feel honored to be a part of this Vintage Story community. And if you ever do want to interact, I do lurk on the Vintage Story Discord, so you can always find me in there. And some clay. I don't know how many skeps I need. The one. No, I needed a second one. Let's go make that. I don't know why I'm having some frame rate issues recording. I never used to have this problem. I feel like it's jumping around all over the place, though. Okay. So that's finally all squared away. We've got our hands in some more honeycombs. I'm going to wait till tonight to process this. I don't want to waste the daytime. I do think I'll take the opportunity to harvest our oak trees. I don't know how much wood I have off the top of my head. Why don't we go take a look? Yeah, I don't really have any wood, and I do want to work on that attic to the house here, and I'm going to want to work on the basement as well. I won't use wood in the basement, but because I don't think you get the full effects if you do. So let me get my tools. And that's the other thing too, is I want to not be relying on this as my main hub. I want to be relying on the house as my main hub of where things are. At some point, maybe this next year, I think we may even tear this barn down and work on trying to incorporate some of that functionality into the house. But in the meantime here, I am going to go process our oak tree farm. Okay, so that is our oak farm all set, and that gave us a few stacks of oak. You can see I'm sitting on quite a few acorns, but I think I'm going to hold off on the planting these acorns for now. We may do a build in this area at some point over the winter. I think we're sitting on something really nice over here, this nice reasonably flat land, and without the farmland drop soil mod, I don't know if I can really move these farms. I think I'll re-download the mod just to see if it works. If anybody knows whether it works or not, please let me know. I'm on 1.18.5 now, and on the mod forum I couldn't see any information about it. I know it's dark, but I do want to take the opportunity to put down our lupins in the apiary. So, I'm going to do that, and I will see you guys when we're all done. Okay, so this is just about done. We don't actually have enough lupins, I guess. So I'm gonna have to go get more. So we're just gonna put some of this, forget-me-nots. And I think this looks a million times better already, and you can barely tell the forget-me-nots are here. So I put them down there on purpose because they're small flowers, so that is nice. Our inventory is looking pretty full. Let's head down here to the basement and process up our honey. Oh, I meant to hit X. I use a different keyboard when recording than my normal keyboard. So I'm still getting used to that. I'm readjusting. I'm going to process our honey, and I will be right back. Okay, we have all of our honey processed. And we can use this for a variety of things, most of which I'm not familiar with because I haven't tinkered around with it too much. But I do believe that we can make jam, although we're probably not going to. So we don't have, I guess we do have some barriers. Oh, I've made a lot of pie as well. Of course, I've made a lot of pie. If anything, I should consider making more pie. With the flour I already have. Do I have more in here? No, thankfully. Okay. Well, good to know that we're not going to be starving for food anytime soon. We have plenty of stew that we have to get through, and then we have pie after that. You're still here doing your thing. Let's go take a look at the condition of our tools. And I do want to pull up the map again. Oh, I never got this copper deposit over here. I don't remember if I killed the wolf that's over here. I have to keep that in mind. I do want to gather some quartz, and let's actually take a look at what we have for quartz. Oh, I think it's 24 quartz goes into a, oh, what is it called? Black coal. I don't want black coal, I want charcoal. Do I not have any? Okay, I guess black coal is what we're working with. Clearly I need to make charcoal as well. Okay. Because I want to make one of the things that you make with the clay fire bricks. I'm forgetting the name off the top of my head. Let's find out. A bloomery. Yes. I want to make a bloomery, and I believe it is this. Okay. And then it is also this. Yes. Okay. And for a full bloomery, we need 24 quartz. Again, I need to dump my chest. Or dump my inventory into a chest. Although the plant stuff can all go in the plant chest, and that's really going to free up just about most of what I'm looking to free up right now. And these extra fire clay bricks can go right back down. So let's get you put right back down. There we go. Oh, and I can put the oak away too. Anyway, as I was saying, I believe it's 24 quartz goes into a bloomery, and we have 23 quartz. So I'd be looking to just grab a quick piece of quartz so that we can pull that off. And I guess we'll use some black coal, even though it feels like a waste of black coal if I'm being entirely honest. So charcoal is one of the things to add to our ever-growing list of things to do. I left this world in complete and utter disarray, it looks like. Okay, 23 quartz chunks, so I need one more. Let's go get that. Luckily we have quartz right here, and we know that these woods aren't dangerous to us. Okay. I can't tell if that was a wolf, if that was somebody yelling, or if it was something driving by, but as we ran into the woods, something spooked me, but we got a piece of quartz. Alright, let's make our bloomery. Okay. 24. 6 black coal. Oh, help us indeed. Light this right up, and we'll get our glass. Okay, perfect. So we've got glass going. I think I've already talked about it, but I want to take a loss on the windows here. I wanted beautiful leaded paned windows, but it's just not going to happen because I don't have access to lead. Another thing with this world is we really haven't done a ton of exploring, and I don't think we're going to do much exploring until summertime. And I do want to get our hands on gambeson armor as well. We may be able to look at that. Let's see what we need for that. I think I can make tailored gambeson body armor. So let's look at that. I need some twine, easy. I need cloth, which is just, so that's 4 twine. Okay, and then I need this, which is, again, easy. So I just need a ton of cloth, pretty much, which, is that all I have? What did I spend it on? Oh good, you go in here. Well, let's take a look at if we can pull it off with 24. If I look at tailored gambeson armor, so I need 2, 4, 8, 2, 8, 12. No. The answer is no. If that's just the helmet, it's going to take that much. So that's probably something that we're going to have to wait till next year on. Okay. This curing is going well. Our tools could use a little work. And that's another thing that I think I've just made a mistake on, is I am not molding things enough. I have 1 mold for everything. Let's look at getting that fixed. I'm going to take the opportunity to grab a stack or 2 of blue clay, and I'd like 2 of every mold. So I want 2, not 2 hoe molds, but 2 hammer molds, pickaxe molds, shovel molds, and axe molds. So I'm going to work on clay forming these, and I will see you guys when it's time to light up the pit kilns. Oh my. It looks like we don't have enough grass, so we're definitely going to have to get that figured out. Always one more thing to do. And, ooh, it's high rift activity now. Okay, I might want to sleep and make it daytime then. Let me grab sticks. The firewood is outside, unfortunately. But let's go into the wood chest here and grab a stack of sticks. That way we have everything we need. And now, let's go and make it daytime. Oof, close call. Alright, I slept in a little late. It is definitely daytime. So now I have to run all the way back to this trader here. And that should despawn these guys just by running away. So let's go square that away. And while we're out here, we may as well grab our last few pieces of grass that we need. And there we go, perfect. So as you can see, there's a ton of little things that need to be done. And I think that's really going to be the focal point of this episode and the next episode. Although next episode we may be a bit more disorganized. One of the comments that I received, you may or may not have seen it, but I put a poll up asking how I should come back to the channel. Whether I should abandon this series and just start over, or whether I should continue the series. And that poll was very divided. There were 26 votes, I believe, and it ended up being a 50-50 between starting a new series, and waiting for 1.19. There was some division between those two. And then just starting or just continuing this series. So again, it was fairly divided. And I wonder, don't have enough peat. That's fine. I need 16 of you. I should have pulled some from that stack so it looks pretty, but that's fine. It ended up being 50-50 between all the options. So one of the comments I did receive on that poll said that they would start over if it were them, you know, because they would no longer be in the headspace for the world. And I definitely agree with that sentiment, because I think that I lost my headspace, if that makes sense, of what we were doing, what we were focusing on, etc. And so I apologize this episode if we've been figuring that headspace out again. Um, but going forward, I think we'll have a much better idea of what to do and what needs to be worked on, just because we're kind of back in the groove of things now. With that being said, I wonder if we can go on an expedition to get some lupins. I think it might be nice to run over and just grab some. I need to get grass. You know what? Let's grab the lupins. I think that would be fun. To come back and have a little adventure while we're at it. I want to grab 32 lupins or so. And I think I'll find them if I just run over this hill a little bit. I think. Don't quote me on that. What do I have over here? I have turnips that I've never bothered getting. Well, probably something I should have done. The raccoon agreed with me. Let's keep going this way here. Tons of flowers, but I'm not seeing any lupins just yet. I'd really love to spot some surface lead, is what I'd really like to spot. Whoa. Okay. Whoa, did not mean to do that again. I'm going to go down to this patch here because it's not on the hill, and therefore it's going to be easier to collect. And I think shears make this easier? No, it's the axe makes this. Wow, the axe makes this really easy. Okay, good to know. I'm going to grab 32 of these, and I'll meet you guys back at the house. Have I always left this tree floating here? Really? I mean, we're right next to the house. Then again, this is like the bad part of the property. Right, where I have this cave entrance here. It's not even a real cave entrance. Well, I certainly know what I can use some of my dirt on. Are you still lit? Oh no, you're done already. Well, I probably slept through it. That explains that. Why don't we grab the glass while we're here? Hopefully it's not still hot. Grab my pickaxe, that'll make this a lot easier. Yeah, the glass is still kind of hot, but that's fine. Let's go and get these flowers placed, and then we can get some windows up in our house. Oh, and these are a different color lupin. These purple ones. Well, if I was ambitious, I would blend these together, but I'm going to save that as a project for another time. At the very least, we have lupins in here, and it is looking a heck of a lot better. That drifter fort is also something we need to work on. Maybe after the next temporal storm, we can look at getting this pulled down and rebuilt in a manner that's a bit more presentable. But I think I'd like to relocate it as well. Really, there's just so much work that needs to be done, and I'd like to do a lot of work on the property. Okay, well, I'd like to do a lot of work on the property in general. Let's see, what else do I want to do? Well, I want to get this torn down here, but again, that's a project. Ooh. Sorry, I think my chair made a noise there. But that's a project that I want to save for the winter. I know what I want to do. I want to go take a look at our tools again, and we're going to do some molding of some tools here, which I think will help, but just get an idea of what I'm actually working with. I've got this one pickaxe, it looks like. I've got a couple axes I need to burn through, and I know how I can do that. A couple pro picks, which is great. The Bronze Falx, which is also nice. I've got some ingots that I can work with, which is good. Okay, did not mean to do that. Oh, and there's a bug where the bees don't always populate, so you have to pick up the skep and then put it back down, so I just did that. I don't know if I'll end up showing it or not, because I struggled through it, just like I'm struggling through this for some reason. There we go. 2.2 days. Yeah, definitely want to eat through this, although I think that's our last serving in there. Let's get this coal put away. Okay, so we really don't have much in the way of tools. I could do some smithing, but I think I'm going to wait until this stuff comes out and I can just cast some more tools. In the meantime, I am going to want to do some smithing because I need more storage. And I think it's high time that maybe we fill... How's this glass? Still hot. Fill up some of these chests here. Or, alternatively, I could build up the second level of the house and convert that to storage so that we're not dependent on that barn. I'd like to have things more localized to the house. These are options that we have. These are options that we have. Well, that would be tight, wouldn't it? The ladder would have to go here. Okay. And the chests would go like this, coming out. And that would be very tight. Be a very unwalkable space if I did that. Or, how many chests could I fit if I put them like here? 1, 2, 3, 4, with a 1 block gap in the middle. I could do 8 chests, which I think I'm rocking at least 8 chests in here. I mean, this building really is designed for that bulk storage. Maybe I won't tear you down, storage barn. Maybe you'll live to see another day. Speaking of things that'll live to see another day, I don't know if I'll live to see this sheep give birth. Oh, but I did live to see our cattails get done. Well, I definitely know that I'm short on cattails. So let me go harvest this and we will be right back. Okay, unfortunately our knife broke. So add that to the list of things we need to do, is we need a new knife. Speaking of, do we even have a hammer? Oh, I hope we have a hammer. I didn't see one down there. I'm sure I did. Really? I didn't even leave myself with a hammer? Man, what was I doing in this world? Gotta tell you. Because I don't know. Also, it's only 4 o'clock and it's getting dark out, which is kind of depressing. We're not even that far into winter yet. With that being said though, guys, I do think this is going to wrap up this episode. It's been a little scattered, I will admit that. But then again, I've really just been going around, orienting myself again with the world. I don't like that at all. Let's get you up here. Turn you around. Nope, nope, that's not going to work. There we go. We want to look at our eyeballs and then we'll go sit here. I've really been orienting myself with the world again, getting back to a place where I feel comfortable in it, and I appreciate you coming along for the ride with me. I, again, am so appreciative of all the support that this series has received and that I've received, and I'm so grateful to be a part of this vintage story community and to be back in a position where I'm making videos for you again. I'm really excited to see the series continue. So, without any further ado, join me next episode, where we're going to prepare for our big expedition. Big expedition, I hear you ask. Yes, that's true. We're going on a trip. Where? We're going mining in the copper mines, and also probably for some tin, because we are going to be doing a lot of work over the winter, and I want us to make sure that we have everything we need to actually do that work. So in order to do that, we're going to go on a big mining expedition next episode. Anyways, I've been Finko11. This has been another episode of Vintage Story. Thank you all very much for watching. Don't forget to leave a like, drop a comment, and subscribe on your way out. And I'll see you next time. Bye-bye.